Here we are, folks, live from the Greene County Courthouse in Bloomfield, Indiana. Hadn't been here in a couple weeks, and I thought, you know what? The Lord brought me back here to do another video. And so I got a couple things to share with you today. One, we're going to get into the life of Joseph a little bit. One of the most perfect people in the Bible. And to set the backdrop for that, when you consider your time on this earth and how you invest your time and what you do and all that, I just thought I'd give you a little quick story about what happened to me this morning. I was so proud of myself this morning. I live about 5 hours and change away from this place where I work up here. And for me to get to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, I got to leave the house about 3:45. So I left the house this morning about 3:45, and I ran and got me some coffee, and I was feeling so good about myself, knowing that I was early and I was going to be, making it up here quick with no traffic and all that. And I did not I got back on the freeway at 153 after I got my coffee and got on to 2475 there right by the BMW store. And right in front of me, 100 yards in front of me, like 8 state troopers got up there and stopped the entire interstate. And I thought, no, this can't be happening. I mean, if I'd have been 30 seconds sooner, I'd have been through there. So anyway, they stopped the entire interstate, and I'm sitting there thinking, why? And so I thought, okay, I was pissed. I thought, okay, I can be a good boy and I can go down through the list of things and thank God for all my blessings, which I did that, And then I thought, okay, I was still sitting there. I thought, okay, I'll go find Rick Warren's message from Sunday, this past Sunday. And I did. And I listened to that entire thing where he's talking about people who are hoarders of things, primarily money. And it took about 40 minutes or so to hear that entire message. And in that entire 40 minutes, I think I'd gone a mile. I'd gone from the BMW store just past Brown Acres. And then finally, the message was over, and the Lord released me and allowed me to go about my way. And, 5 hours later, I made it to work at about 10 o'clock. But that was a long 40 minutes. Even though I had the great entertainment of Rick Warren's awesome message, it was still, that 40 minutes was an extremely long time. And I was unhappy about it. So it's like, okay, I've been thinking today about the life of Joseph. Because Joseph in the Bible, is one of the most perfect people that ever walked the face of this earth. He was a top tier individual. And the life of Joseph, I heard, I think it was John Piper talking about it this morning. The life of Joseph is really a kind of a microcosm for all Christians, because your life is in these same sort of stages. And you look at the life of Joseph and you can see how God was at work the whole time through all the things that went on in his life. And just to give you an idea, I did a little research on the timeline of Joseph and all these events, and I'll probably get some of this stuff wrong, and all you biblical scholars can give me a hard time, that's fine. But the gist of it is like this, okay? Joseph had the blessing of his father at a very young age. As a young teenager, was given that coat. And by the time he was 17, he had this dream. He had a dream at age 17 of what was going to happen with his life and how God was going to use it. How many of y'all had a dream like that? Then, by the time he was 21, his brothers had enough. And they sold him. And I'll probably get this timeline wrong, but y'all get the gist of it. Let's see. By the time Joseph was 31, he had risen to prominence working for an incredible governor master in Egypt. By the time he was 36, he had been betrayed by that governor's wife, who lied about him, and he was sent to prison. The whole time, Joseph, is doing good. When he was 41, he was finally restored to his place as the right-hand man of the main dude in Egypt, okay? When he was 46, his brothers came wanting food. When he was 51, by the way, at 46, when his brothers came wanting food, he didn't know what to do. He was really all distraught. He accused them of being spies, and he held on to them. He didn't make a deal with them until he was age 51. At age 51, he told them, they got to go back and get Benjamin. At age 61, they returned with Benjamin, and he sent them back on their way to return home. And that's when he had planted the silver cup in Benjamin's saddlebags. And it wasn't until age 71 that he revealed to his brothers who he was and let them return home. So think about that for just a minute. I mean, it was 50 years from the time he was sold into slavery until he was really formally reunited with his family, and all things were good again. The whole time, God was at work in his life, and the whole time Joseph was doing good things. Joseph was a good guy. Joseph was doing great things to help people the whole time, despite the bad things that happened to him, and despite the ups and downs, if you can imagine, of daily life and daily activities, of course, across that whole 50-year span. So when you just think about how an instant gratification society that we live in, where we want everything immediately and right now, and anytime we face any kind of adversity, we can't deal with it, and we want God's deliverance immediately, overnight. You just got to sit back and understand that God's timeless, and God is up to things that are much, much larger than you can imagine. And things have to happen in your life over the course of this time that season you and make you more fit for the kingdom. So anyway, I just wanted to encourage you with that little tidbit, those little things, and go check me out on that, Bible Scholars, and tell me in the comments where I went wrong. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Hope you're having a good week, and we'll talk to you later.